Judge sees childhood friend on trial. What happens next shocks the entire courtroom. The courtroom air was thick, a pressure cooker of whispers and glares that could choke a man before the gavel fell. Marcus Tate, shackled and proud, stood accused of a crime he swore he didn't commit, his dark eyes burning into the judge who held his fate. Judge Samuel Carter, a man of steel behind the bench, felt his heart lurch. Marcus, the boy who'd shared comic books and dreams under the oak tree on Fifth Street, now faced him as a defendant in a robbery case laced with racial undertones. 30 years had passed, but those eyes defiant, winded hadn't changed. The case was a tinderbox, a white store owner's testimony, shaky evidence, in a town ready to explode over another black man in cuffs. Samuel gripped the gavel, his knuckles pale. He remembered summers with Marcus, two kids dodging the world's sharp edges. They'd vowed to rise above their small town's prejudices, Samuel to law, Marcus to music. But life had split them like a cracked mirror. Samuel climbed the ranks. Marcus fell to the margins, his dreams buried under systemic weight. Now, the past sat in the dock, and the town watched, hungry for judgment. The prosecutor, a slick man named Hargrove, painted Marcus as a menace, his words dripping with coded venom. This man, he sneered, chose a life of crime. The jury shifted, some nodding, others averting their eyes. Samuel saw with bias creeping in, the story already written in their minds. He'd seen it too often. Black men judged not for evidence, but for the color of their skin. Marcus's public defender, a young woman named Lena, fought back. She was green but fierce, tearing into the store owner's inconsistent story. No fingerprints, no video, just a vague description of a tall black man, she argued. This is a rush to judgment. Her voice shook, not from fear but from fury at the system's tilt. Samuel admired her fire, but knew the jury's ears were half closed. The evidence was a grainy photo, a witness who squinted too hard. Yet the room buzzed with tension, as if Marcus's guilt was a foregone conclusion. Samuel's mind raced. He'd sworn to uphold the law, but the law wasn't always just. He remembered Marcus's laugh, his guitar riffs, the way he'd shielded Samuel from bullies who mocked his bookish ways. Could that boy really be the thief they claimed? As testimony closed, Marcus asked to speak. The room stilled. "Sam," he said, voice steady but raw, "you know me. You know I ain't this." The gallery gasped at the familiarity, the breach of decorum. Samuel's jaw tightened. The word Sam was a dagger, slicing through the judge's armor. Hargrove objected, but Samuel raised a hand. "Let him speak." Marcus stood taller, cuffs clanking. "I didn't rob no store, but I know how this looks. Black man, wrong place, wrong time. Stories old as dirt." His voice cracked, not with weakness, but with the weight of a life spent fighting stereotypes. "You want to judge me, Sam? Judge the truth." The jury stirred, some faces softening, others hardening. Samuel felt the room's pulse, anger, doubt, hope, all colliding. He knew dismissing the case outright would spark outrage. The town was already on edge, protests brewing outside. But letting a weak case proceed risked Marcus's life. Another black man, chewed up by a system that didn't see him. Samuel leaned forward, his voice low but commanding. "This court seeks justice, not assumptions." He turned to the jury. "You've heard the evidence or lack of it. You've heard Mr. Tate. Your job is to weigh facts, not stories you've been told about men who look like him." The room froze. Hargrove's face reddened. Lena's eyes widened. Samuel was crossing a line, but he couldn't stop. "If we fail to see the man behind the charge, we failed justice itself." He declared a mistrial, citing insufficient evidence. The courtroom erupted shouts of bias from one side, cheers from another. Samuel's heart pounded. He'd risked his career, but Marcus's nod, heavy with gratitude, was worth it. As deputies led Marcus away, pending a new investigation, Samuel caught his friend's eye. "I see you," he whispered, inaudible to the chaos. The town would talk, the headlines would scream, but for the first time in years, Samuel felt he'd honored the boy under the oak tree. Justice wasn't blind, it was human, flawed, and worth fighting for. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.